Hello, thank you for tuning in to Mrs. Smalls Tries It All, the channel where I, Mrs. Smalls, tries a little bit of everything and shares with you how it's done. Today, I'm trying to connecting my Mrs. Tries It All channel with our family channel, which is the Smalls Authentic Sauces and Blends, Spices and Blends channel. We are going to be promoting our spices that we are selling. This is our new family business that we're putting out there. And so along with selling our spices, we are going to be sharing some recipes. So I'll send, eventually what I'll do, I'll put up our link to where you can buy our spices and where we're going to be going to sell our things and things of that nature. You can order them. You can follow our recipes. I'll put them on Mrs. Smalls Tries It All. I'll put it on the Authentic Blends, sauces and spices. I'll put it there. And, you know, this is our new thing. So I hope you support. Please click like, share, and, share our little channel as well. So if you're watching on Mrs. Smalls Tries It All, like and share there. Also, I will send the link to the Smalls Authentic Spices and Sauces channel, and you can please subscribe to that one too. I'll put that in the description. Today what we're going to be doing is making pickles, and we're going to be making pickles using our spicy pickling spice. All right, we have a spicy pickling spice. The spice that is going to make this spicy is going to be ghost chili. Yes, so for those of you who know me know that I like everything spicy, and to the most part, I can never make anything regular. All right, and for some reason, it doesn't taste right to me. So let's get to the recipe. It calls for 2 pounds of Kirby pickles. I found these at the Produce Junction. Cool thing about these Kirby pickles, please make sure they're not waxed. That would be a very icky experience. So please make sure your Kirby pickles are not waxed. They're the perfect size for pickles. I'm going to take these 2 pounds and I'm going to quarter them. Okay. And I'll show you about that later. Also, you need some canning jars. These jars I found at ShopRite. All right. They were, I believe, $16 for, no, they were $15 for 16. And they are the 16 ounces. All right. And they come with the canning lids. Make sure you get jars that are specifically for canning. All right. Because the recipe has vinegar and the vinegar will eat away at the plastic. So make sure you have jars that are specifically for canning. I have white vinegar. Some recipes call for apple cider vinegar. I like white, so we're going to roll with white. And I have some kosher sea salt. You can also use pickling salt, but I do like a coarse, natural, kosher sea salt. You can't use just any salt, and I was looking this up. You can't use just any salt when it comes to pickling. You got to use a pickling salt or a coarse kosher salt. I had to be extra and go kosher sea salt. I prefer sea salt. The reason why is because if you use even a pink sea salt, you can use the coarse one, but even if you use a pink one or anything like that, you know how when you see pickle juice, especially like a Clausen pickle, the brine is kind of clear. The minerals and the additives that are in other salt mixtures will sometimes make it cloudy. All right. Another thing I noticed with recipes, they ask for a stainless steel pan, one that is non-reactive or something like that. I'll get the proper term and I'll add it later. This way, when you're boiling the brine, you are not, that brine is not necessarily, eating away at the, adding an extra, like with cast iron, you know how they say cast iron has a tendency to kind of like not rub off, but the iron can like go into your food. I don't know how much of that is true, but that's what they say. And with like, what's the other one? Like Teflon and stuff like that. I guess you don't want your pickles to have like Teflon in them. I'm almost certain you wouldn't want anything to have it in it, but you get the point. So got one of those. I got a stainless steel pot. And let's start with our cutting of our pickles. So like I said, I'm going to take these pickles. Let's start with our recipe. So what I'm going to do is take these pickles and I am going to quarter the pickle. Let me stop. Okay, so now I have my pickles cut up. I know they're not the best shaped spears. My son would probably give me a B minus on spears, on how my cuts are. He's in culinary school, so the cuts mean everything. He said they get graded on the cuts. I try my best. You get the point. So I have my spears cut up. Now what I'm going to do is put these spears, split them between these two jars. Now, I got my jars prepared for canning. How I did that was wash them in hot soapy water, the lids and the jars themselves, and I let them air dry on the counter. And then now I'm ready to use them. Whenever you're canning anything, or when you're bottling anything or putting anything in a jar, whatever, it's very important that you clean it and almost like a sterilize. So clean with hot soapy water. You can also dip in hot boiling water real quick for a few seconds. You can do something like that. I didn't do that, but I did clean it thoroughly. All right, so I'm going to stuff my spears in the jar. Okay. And you are stuffing them in there. You want to get as many in your jar as possible. Okay. And I don't have a cameraman, so I'm like a one man show. I'll be back and show you what that looks like at the end. All right, so as you can see, I have them packed with the cucumbers. Got them packed with the cucumbers. And now what I'm going to do is take my pickling spice and put 3 teaspoons of the spice inside of each jar. 3 teaspoons in each jar. Told you I'm a one-man show. One, 2, and 3. Oops. Of course, I wasted some. Get some of these leaves over there. 1, the other jar. 1, 2, and 3. Get some of this heat in here. 3. All right, so tried to hold it as steady as I could with one hand, but you get the picture. You got the spices, same amount of spices in each jar. That is important. Okay, next what we're going to start doing is boiling the brine, if you will. Even though this combination of the pickling spice and the salt water and vinegar will make a brine, but I got to get that water boiling that will go in here. Okay. And for that, you're going to use 2 cups of vinegar, 2 cups of water, 4 tablespoons of salt. You can bring it down to 3.5, but I do that's me. I like the salty, more salty like flavor. But 2 cups of water, 2 cups of vinegar, 4 tablespoons of salt. All right, so now at this point, you're going to bring your salt, your water, and your vinegar to a boil. All right, so again, that's 2 cups of water, 2 cups of white vinegar. For me, if you want to use apple cider, we'll give a different taste, but you can use it. And 4 tablespoons of sea salt. I'm sorry, kosher sea salt. Okay, notice the kosher granules, they're pretty clear. I got a pepper flake floating around in there. The kosher salt granules are clear. That's the importance, because when you use the colors or any other salt or regular salt for that matter, the properties of the regular salt will kind of cloud up the water and it'll start to look strange. I mean, the pickles won't be bad or anything, but it'll start to look weird. Okay, so let that go to a boil, and then I'll come back. All right, so now that the water has been boiled, I split the brine between the two. I'm sorry, the water is making the brine. I split the water, salt, vinegar combination between the two jars. Notice I made sure it covered the top. When you're filling it up, make sure the water is covering the top of the pickles. I see one that's like trying to get out. All right, push that little chumpy down. Pushed him down a bit. All right, so here we go. Those are our pickles. Now, what's going to happen, you will top these off immediately. Top them up. Let them sit on the counter until it gets to room temperature. That takes about a couple hours because it was boiling water. And then you sit them in the refrigerator. All right, and so after about 4, they say you can start in 2, but I say in about 4 or 5 days. So today's Tuesday, so probably by Saturday, I'll be able to eat one of these pickle spears. Also try, every so often go in the refrigerator, turn it around, give these little jars a shake, and to get that kind of, those seasonings going through it. And when I tell you, I just, put the vinegar and the water in and just dip my finger in it and tasted it with the seasonings. Tastes so good already. So I can imagine what the pickle tastes like. All right, so I hope you enjoy. And don't forget, what we used for this recipe was one of the Smalls family special spice blends. And it is our spicy pickling blend. I hope you like it. I hope you give it a try. And don't forget to click like and share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.